Hello and welcome to another episode of Eat, Smoke, Drink. Today I am going to be taking you through a cigar lounge. So this is my hotel, the Royal Park Canvas. So far it's been bloody brilliant in terms of the facilities. Okay, I've just arrived and I've taken a shit, so I can tell you that the toilet is, let's go, yeah, so I can tell you that the toilet facilities are good. They have a bidet. So the bidet is fantastic, right? So in Japan, every toilet has a bidet where after you take a dump, you press a button and the bidet tracks your anus and it sprays water to clean the residue of shite in your butthole. What's amazing is that it reaches your anus perfectly almost every time. And so I've been reading about it. What happens is that every single toilet seat in Japan is connected to a cloud service in India where there's a guy and it's teleoperated and he basically finds your butthole and sprays the water. It's amazing. Technology is amazing, and I'm telling you now, we're living in year 3000. Year fucking 3000. Anyway, so we're in the land of onigiris from 7-Eleven, egg sandwiches from 7-Eleven, ridiculous subway systems, and it is ridiculous. It's fantastic. My hotel also has a soft serve ice cream chocolate place right next door, which is friggin' dangerous because I have an affinity for ice cream, pastries, and even though I'm lactose intolerant, I believe lactose intolerance is a state of mind. It's a state of mind. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to be taking you down to the train station and we're going to catch a train to a cigar lounge. So this cigar lounge is called Cigar Nest, okay? I'm going to try and be quiet because Japanese people don't like loud, rambunctious motherfuckers, all right? So I'm going to go to a cigar lounge called Cigar Nest. It is about 20 minutes away from my hotel, and then I'll take you through it. I have no idea what it's like, but reviewed well and the pictures look good. See you soon. So what I love about Japan is the order. Everyone is just so orderly. No one fucks about. Everyone will stand on the side, wait for the people to come out of the train, and then go in at a clear and very structured manner. In other parts of the world, it's like, well, I'm to get out of the train, get the fuck out of the way. But here, they don't do that. It's like they know you gotta get the fuck out of the train, which is great, very logical. All right, so I'm trying to find exit 22, and then we're gonna go and be on our way. So look, I find Japan quite fascinating because Japan is quite a rigid society, and you know, like a lot of people when they're walking about, they don't actually smile. You know, they just kind of, you know, stiff upper lip. And I'm not sure if you know this, if you've noticed, but you know, I am of Asiatic descent. I know it's hard. Sometimes I look like a Mexican. Sometimes I look like a Turkmenistani, you know, whatever. But I am actually of Asiatic descent. And so, you know, I suppose when you're raised in a rigid society, there's expectations of you, and anyway, everyone follows the shit out of rules here. And to them, I probably just look like an annoying Japanese person because of my Asiatic descent. But anyway, just a little note, little verbal diarrhea. I'm looking for this exit now. But yeah, no one smiles when you're walking around. I believe there is Japanese regulation that strictly forbids smiling. It strictly forbids smiling unless you're 3 beers in. Also, what's insane about Japan is full of underground cities, okay? So if there's a subway, the whole city is actually, there's another city underground. Almost a third of the city above is replicated underground, I think. It's friggin' insane. All right, we made it above ground. Now this is Japan right here. Infrastructure coming out of your ass, and just everywhere you can just smell food. It's clean as hell, unbelievably clean. People talk about Singapore being clean. Shut the fuck up. Japan is clean. And you know what? I feel safe as fuck here too, right? There's no pieces of shit sleeping on the side of the road. There's no, you don't see any meth tweakers. Like, I haven't seen any fucking fentanyl junkies that makes me scared of my life. It's fucking awesome. Another thing I've noticed as well is that no one crosses the road. It doesn't matter if it's at night, 11 p.m, there's no one around, no one crosses the road unless it's green. It is like a society of compliance, obedience, and structure. All right, so we have arrived. Okay, unassuming, nothing fancy. Just, I mean, the street looks pretty cool. This is pretty authentic. Oh look, there's a little gate there. I think this is called the Higashi Gate. Anyway, there's a, whoa, look at that. There's like a night market over there. Holy shit. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to come back here with the wife. Yeah, so my wife is sick, so she wanted to have a bit of a nap before coming out again. And when she's sick, obviously I don't want her sitting with me in a cigar bar because it's pretty fucking gross. But anyway, here we are. I'm gonna go in. Let's see what this place is. Wow, look at that. All of that Wagyu beef. Woo! I want it in and in my mouth, in and around my mouth. Anyway, this particular lounge is in level 3. I don't want to go and walk up because if I do, I'll sweat like a whore in church. I can already smell it. I can already smell the cigars. All right, looks a little bit dingy, but hey, sometimes the best places are. All right, so I'm here. You're probably thinking, why is this guy sweating like a rapist in church? Because it is 30 degrees outside. For Americans in Fahrenheit, that is fuck you in Fahrenheit. So anyway, this is the lounge. It's actually a tiny lounge. I've been in there, a tiny lounge, but I'm gonna have a smoke anyway. All right, so I went up to the cigar nest, okay, and I wanted to show you what it looked like. So I kind of showed you a little bit what it looked like, but the guy ran to me saying, no, you can't film, blah blah blah. I'm like, okay, that's fine, you know, it's fine. But I always think to myself, why the fuck can't you film? Like, who gives a shit? Anyway, in there, it can only seat about 6 people, and the ventilation is atrocious. I mean, it's disgusting ventilation. So I didn't want to smoke in there because at the end of the day, is if I'm going to smoke, I want to relax. I want to sit somewhere comfortable. I don't want to sit there and bathe in my own smoke. I want some ventilation, some space. Literally, I'm not sure if you can see in this clip, but there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 seats total. And I'm like, you know, nah. I don't want to go and smoke at a dive bar, so I would consider that to be a fail. Okay, this cigar trip is a fail. But anyway, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Sometimes it happens. Look, I'm not a fucking cigar addict that I need to smoke no matter what. So if the situation ain't right, I ain't gonna do it. Okay, so that one there, I'll be honest, it's a bit of a shithole. Like, I've only been there 3 minutes and like I can't even taste anything because it's just so smoky and terrible friggin' ventilation. Anyway, look, I'll see if there's another place I can show you, but if not, then that's that. Okay, so I found a place called Heba Whiskey and Cigar Shop and Whiskey Bar or something. Anyway, I'll link it down below what it looks like, but it's around here somewhere. Look like there's a couple of cigar lounges here, so let's see if it's better. But yeah, cool vibe here though. Cool vibe. But yeah, let's see where it is. Okay, so I'm going to buy a cigar here and I'm going to smoke. First thing that caught my eye is the rare malts. So you know a place is serious when they have rare malts, right? I mean, I can already eye some whiskies in this collection that is very rare, hard to find. There's another rare malt over there, so I'm happy. I feel at home. Oh, those are old Scotch Malt Whisky Society bottlings. Wow, old Caden heads, I think. All right, that's fucking awesome. Okay, well anyway, let's see what I'm gonna smoke today. So this is pretty cool. You don't get to choose from a humidor though, but you get to choose Cubans and cigars from a list, and then you can select the whiskeys in different categories, and then you do half shot, full shot, highball, whatever you want. Pretty cool, pretty nifty. All right, so let me get settled in. So today I'm going to be smoking a Bolivar torpedo or Bellicoso or something. Look, I haven't really reviewed a Bolivar before, I don't think, but I do love a good Bolivar. Okay, and of course we have a circumciser over here. We have a jet. And the whiskey that I'm having today is a Dalvini 20-year-old, bottled in 2006. So this is an old bottling. The reason why I chose this is because it is 56.8, 20 years natural cask strength, and it's a limited edition. It's not every day. It's not every day you get yourself a Dalvini that is single cask, let alone natural cask strength. So pretty bloody exciting. Anyway, but today, look, I'm not here about the whiskey per se. I'm going to take you through that anyway. I'm not here about that. I'm here about the cigar and the cigar lounge. So let's nice and sharp. Let's get toasting. So far, my impression of this place is that the service is much better. The whiskey selection is fucking phenomenal. I mean, look at that whiskey collection I just showed you. That is insane. Another thing I've noticed is that obviously they must have had these bottles for years. The reason why I know that is because they have wine corks on them with cellophane wrap to try and keep the moisture in, right? And I think it's just been sitting here for a long time. So some of them are low bottles, some of them are high levels, but bottom line is the prices that they've got on them are not your new ridiculous auction prices. Not your new ridiculous auction prices. They're reasonable, they're actually not stupid, and so, yeah. Anyway, now I don't know the date of this Cuban. I wasn't able to choose the Cuban from the box, but the drawer is perfect. And nutty, creamy, a little spicy, more of a chili pepper. White pepper, candied ginger. The ventilation here is really good. I don't know where the smoke's going, but it's going somewhere. It's not sticking around, which is great. There's a little vortex where I am, but that's because there's a little cartridge aircon going here. But bottom line is, it's a pretty comfortable space. Great space. Moisture on this cigar is quite good. It's not sharp, it's not hot, but I'm gonna just let it cool down. Okay, and let it cool down. And then let's nose this whiskey. What I like about it too is that they give you the whiskey in a Glencairn glass. So far, I'm very impressed with the Cigar Lounge. Ooh, you can smell the power and balls in that. Sherry cask. Wildflowers, wildflower honey, some fat, a fattiness to it. Almonds. Oh, fuck. The power of that. That's going to be a slow sipper for me. That's going to be a slow sipper. But what a bar so far. Anyway, I will take you through my cigar as I go down a third of it. But for the meantime, I'll see you in the next third. First third. So, approaching the first third. Always been a big fan of Bolivar cigars because they are just pleasant smoking. They're not too ballsy, but they're not too weak, so they have a lot more substance to them. You know, a lot of people out there, especially the US, they don't really know much about Cuban cigars, and I'm not here to, you know, be your Wikipedia on that. But there's something about the what's that word? The integration of tobacco when it comes to Cuban cigars that is just something that that most New World cigars don't have, minus Padron, Arturo Fuente, and some Drew Estate cigars, the top end stuff. So look, this is a yes from me. This cigar bar is fucking fantastic. The whiskey collection is insane. The cigar library is pretty good. The prices are reasonable. And most of all, the ventilation is good, so it doesn't smell like you're literally sous videing in your own cigar smoke and sweat. Okay, so it's absolutely awesome. I will put the link down below of the location of this. I highly recommend it. Until next time, make sure you eat, smoke, drink. Cheers.